although the majority of my content is going to be dynamic and be pulled from other places, for the time being, I want to actually put in some of my own stuff in there, some static content. So as I'm figuring out each piece of this page, the actual totality of what I'm looking at is close to what it's going to be in the end. So more or less, this is just for my own visual reference. Just start putting in some basic stuff in here. I'll start with the header tag, and what is it? St. Petersburg, Russia. It could go into my header. My photos, I'll put the same thing. Let me put St. Petersburg, Russia. And here we go, that photos. It's not even going to be close to what's in there, but there we go. Weather, kind of do the same thing. Actually, you could do that. Just indent everything. Footer. You know what? So what I'm going to do here, I definitely don't want everything, I don't want too many H1 tags, because that's like the big boy. The H1 semantically from a search engine standpoint is really important. So I like St. Petersburg, Russia being my H1, but these things are not H1 worthy, not even for my own visual reference. Information, you know what I'm going to do? I am actually, since I'm going to put stuff from Wikipedia, I'm going to go right now to Wikipedia and just kind of copy and paste. Here we go. Oh, I already have it. Kind of copy and paste some of the stuff I find in here. You know, that Laurel Ipsum dummy text, you know, that'll work just as well. I mean, it's not obviously not that big of a deal not to use that stuff, but whatever. For myself, I'd prefer just to do something like this. Not going to go crazy and spend too much time doing this, but that's sufficient. Let's see if I just add a little. Actually, you know what? You're right. I know what you're thinking right now. Why are you adding this unnecessary code? Okay, I'm taking it out. Take it easy. And realize you guys became such W3C standards fanatics, but okay. Alright, got that. So, my footer. Now, what am I going to add for my footer? Well, my footer is definitely going to be an unordered list in there. So, let me start. Maybe what if I just put my cursor in here? Well, what was I putting in my... Let me just see back to my spec sheet over here, what we're putting in the footer. Terms of service, privacy policy. Okay. That's easy enough. Terms of service, privacy policy. Okay, let me quickly put these in, and we'll turn them into an unordered list and 2 list items. Get rid of any excess. Alright, here's what I'm working with. Well, since I'm here, I might as well do some really quick formatting. Again, this is just visual stuff. My container, I'm going to set a background color for all these things. Let me set my container to gray, and that's going to have... Actually, no, I don't want the container. I want the container to be white. I'm going to have my background color for my body to be gray, and I'm going to set a different color for all these different elements over here. Again, the only reason, visual reference, this is all going to change later. So container is white, the header will make red, the photos blue, green, information white, and why don't we start with the red again. There we go. Now, yeah, we're at a good start over here. well, let's refer back to what we're trying to go for. So this is interesting. I have my whole container over here, and I have what looks like just these other div containers are going all the way over, like 100% of the container, except for these photo and weather. So I know this photo I could float to the left. All right, well, I'm going to have to define a width for this thing, float it to the left. This thing is going to come up here into the document flow, and then information is going to have to be set to clear in case it wants to nestle up against this. So, all right, let me define a width for the container. I'll do just that. Width, and I'll set it to kind of like a, let's see, 950 pixels. That's a good width. And let me set the margin so this thing aligns in the middle. Top, I'll give it 20 pixels from the top. Auto to the right. 0 to the bottom, whatever. And auto to the left. That should get this guy kind of centered in the middle. Okay, there we go. Let me see. My header is good. My photos need to, well, I need a width. I'm going to float them, but I can't float it. I can float it, but I ought to set a width for it. Width for my photos. How about 650 pixels? That's going to give my little weather widget about 300 pixels left over. And flow left. Okay. So now, oh, look at that. But, you know, although I was just saying, look at that, because the white isn't, the white of the information part isn't doing anything bad. But that doesn't mean I could just be cool and not add that clear attribute to it. I'm going to want to add the clear attribute to, whoopsie, I'm going to want to add that clear attribute to information just to make sure that no situations arise that that I don't expect. So, okay. By this point, this is my very most basic structure of my document over here. Did some very light styling. I did align all this stuff to pretty much, for the most part, how I want it. Actually, I don't know. This color contrast of these things are kind of bothering me right now. I may change that. How about from may to I will. But this is a good foundation of what I'm going to be working towards. So this is good.